Vibe shampoo and conditioner. This week, these are 2 for $10. When you pick up 2, you're going to get back $4 in extra bucks. So we're going to pick up 2 of these, and then we are going to use that 4 off of 2 digital coupon that we have in the app. So at the register, we'll pay out $6, and then we'll get back $4 in extra bucks, making these $2 or just $1 a piece. I love this deal on the Degree deodorant this week as well. So these are buy one, get one 50% off. When you pick up 2, you're going to get back $4 in extra bucks. Everybody has that 3 off of 2 digital coupon that you can use. And that coupon does work on these that are $5.79. Now I'm actually looking to see if my store has any more spray deodorants instead. Even though these are a little bit of a higher cost, I'm going to grab these, but I'll give you the breakdown for the stick deodorants first, because that is a little bit cheaper. My store didn't have 2 of the $5.79 deodorants, but those are the ones that you want to grab for this deal. This is a $6.49 deodorant, but grab 2 that look like this. So this week they're buy one, get one 50% off, and then you want to use this $3 digital coupon.
Hi, how are you?
So after that coupon, you're going to pay out $5.68
Manual?
since it's $8.68 before the coupon.
So what?
And then you'll get back
I don't know what you're talking
$4 in
about.
extra bucks. Makes it $1.68 for both of these, or just 84 cents each. I want to submit back for this buy 2 get back $2 offer that I have on Fetch. So I'm actually going to get the spray deodorants instead, because my husband uses these. So these will be $7.29 buy one get one 50% off. So after that $3 coupon, we will pay $7.93 at the register, because it's $10.93 after the sale. And then we are going to get back that $4 in extra bucks. Plus, we'll get back the $2 on Fetch Rewards. It'll make final costs for both of these just $1.93. And that makes these 96 cents each. So you can pay 84 cents for the stick deodorants with no fetch needed, or grab these for 96 cents if you prefer. Now we're going to get into a spend 30, get 10 deal. I'm so happy to spend 30, get 10 is back. And you know I'm going to provide you with lots of options, because we got a lot of good stuff included. So in this first option, I actually want to grab some feminine care. It has been a while since we got some feminine care at CVS, and I've been waiting for a deal to try these new Always pocket pads. But if you don't want these, you can make a deal with some of the other Always products that we do have Ibotta rebates for. So just look around. But I'm going to grab these Always pocket pads, because in your CVS app, you'll notice we have several $1.50 digital coupons that apply to these pads. I have 3 different $1.50 digital coupons that apply to these pocket pads. But wait, there's more. If you open up your Ibotta app, you will see that we also have $2 Ibotta rebates on the pocket pads as well. So that's going to give us $3.50 in savings on these, and they're included in that spend 30 get 10. So this is the week for me to definitely try these. So I'm going to grab 2 of these as the first 2 items in my deals. These are $7.59. This week the Chick products are buy one get one 50% off, and these are also included in our spend 30 get 10. So I'm going to pick up one of these touch-up razors first. This will be my 50% off item, and we have this $3 digital coupon. Now it would be cheaper for me to pick up this is the next item.
Where are you from, Manuel?
These refills for $11.99 as my full price item with the $4 digital coupon, but I don't really need that. I actually need the men's razors more, because the deals for the men's razors have really slowed down at CVS. So I'm going to pick up one of the men's razors for $12.49, and I'll be using the $4 digital coupon for them. Another reason I'm grabbing these 2 razor products is because I also have this 4 off of 16 for Chic products that will apply to both of these, and that really helps us out for this spend 30 get 10. So when I went up to the register, I realized that the Chic touch-up razors were not ringing as the buy one get one 50% off promotion, only the non-disposable. So I did a quick swap up with the spend 30 get 10 deal that I did, and this is how I ended up doing it. I ended up getting that Chic Hydro refill for $11.99. You could also get the razor if you want to for $11.99, and using the $4 digital coupon. So with this, the total before coupons is $33.66. And then I used the $3 in coupons, so $1.50 on each one of these. I had the 4 off of 16 and 2 $4 digital coupons on this. It leaves you to pay out $18.66, and then you get back the $10 in extra bucks, and you get back $4 here. It makes it $4.66 for all 4 of these items, are like $1.20 each. All right, guys. So this is going to be our first transaction. We have our
Hi
spin card, we
guys,
have
how
our
are y'all?
L5, and we have our degree. Everything is digital and loaded to my account. Let's see how this goes.
Pampers Swaddlers keeps baby 3 times drier, so your baby stays comfortably dry all night long. Pampers Swaddlers, dry all night.
Ready? Here we go.
PB&J.
First day, PB&J. Drop off, crust off, lunchbox, mom rocks, bath touch, recess, new friend fun. Pack, pack, quick snack, I'm back done. Give a little Sara Lee love.
Scrubbing Bubbles invited people to apply for the easiest
Hi
job
guys,
in the
how are
world,
y'all?
to test your abilities.
Wow, that came up in like one.
Are you perfect or what?
You were awesome.
S.C. Johnson. A year after I quit smoking, I was diagnosed with peripheral
Hi
artery
guys.
disease. I needed surgery to restore blood flow to my legs. Later, I found out smoking also caused my kidney cancer, and I needed surgery to remove my kidney. My tip is, quit now. The sooner you quit, the better.
Where's everybody from?
You can quit. For free help, text QUIT NOW to 333-888.
So after I made that quick swap at the register, everything worked out good with this transaction. There's everything that we got. All of our digital coupons came off just fine, and I rolled in a
I wish I could go
total of
couponing, man.
$24 in extra bucks and paid out $3.44
I
out
love
of pocket.
shopping.
So we paid out $27.44 in this transaction.
Shopping is
So
awesome.
bucks that we got back. So we got back $10 for the spin 30, $4 for the L5. And
But
of
it
course, we
feels
got
even
back
better when you
$4
know you
for
saved the
free
money.
deodorant as well. So $18 in extra bucks. But the money does not stop there. We scanned over to Fetch Rewards and got back $2 instantly. And of course, we scanned over to Ibotta for $4 back for our always. So we paid out a total of $27.44 for all of these goodies, but we got back a total of $24, making all of this just $3.44. Yes, yes, y'all. Now it's time to announce the winner of this week's $25 CVS e-gift card giveaway. The winner is Kim Rahim 4983. Congratulations to you. Please send me an email at couponingwithstar@gmail.com by Saturday, and I will get you verified and get your gift card over to you. And then, of course, we're going to do another giveaway in this video. All you have to do to enter for a $25 CVS gift card is leave a comment down below, thumbs up this video, and of course, you must be subscribed to the channel. So while I'm at this store, I am also going to go ahead and grab my Neutrogena deals. So the first part of this deal that I want to grab, this is going to be a combination deal, but the first part that I want to grab is on the Neutrogena acne products. So we're going to grab the Neutrogena acne because they are spend 15, get back $7 in extra bucks. My store is not tagged, but that's the promotion. I'm going to grab 2 of these clear pores as the first 2 items because they are $8.69. So 2 of these will get me to that $15 mark, and we have 2 different $3.50 digital coupons that we are going to use. Now I'm going to give you the breakdown for if you were to buy 2 of these clear pores by themselves. Now I'm not going to do this deal by itself, but it's not a bad deal if you want to do it alone. So buying both of these for $8.69 a piece, which is the in-store price, would bring you up to $17.38 for both of them. And then we have a total of $7 in coupon savings. You're going to use both of these $3.50 digital coupons in your CVS app. So that'll bring you down to $10.38. Then you would get back the $7 in extra bucks for spending 15. It would make it $3.38 for both. Now I'm going to combine this deal with the Neutrogena facial wipes deal, and make sure that when you're shopping this deal, you are in the facial care section and not the cosmetic section, because those are on a different promotion. The ones in the facial care section are the 25-count wipes, and these are priced at $6.99. We're going to grab 2 of these because when you buy 2 this week, you're going to get back $7 in extra bucks. And we have a 4 off of 2 digital coupons. Just like with the acne
A
products,
4 off of 2 digital coupon, what?
And And what you want to do is pick up two and use your $4 off of two digital coupon. So they're $6.99 a piece. So minus that coupon at the register, you would pay out $9.98, and then you would get back $7 for picking up two. That would make it $2.98 for both of them, or just $1.49 for both. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to combine.
Thinking about walking across the street and looking to see if they got any wood over there in that big dump.
Visa card Activate Rewards program, because that is going to
Maybe I
turn
won't get in
these
trouble.
into a serious money maker, and we need some money this week, y'all. And so we're going to make it with these Neutrogena products. So when we combine both of these deals, now we have $31.36 worth of products that count for that spend 30 get 10. And we are going to now use our 5 off of 20 for Neutrogena and Aveeno Facial Care CRT if you have that, because that's going to give us an extra $5 in savings. So then we have that $4 digital for the wipes, and we have our $7 in Neutrogena Acne coupons at the register for these four. We now only have to pay out $15.36. But we're going to get back a total of $14 in extra bucks. So even if you didn't want to do the Activate Rewards and you just wanted to do the CVS deals, that already makes it just $1.36 for all four of these items, which of course is a buy price. But we are going to get back another $10 as well. So that's going to make them an $8.64 moneymaker after we get back that $10 from Activate Rewards, and that $8.64 is going to help pay for the other items that we're getting this week. Found two of the correct degree deodorants for the stick deodorant deal. I found one tucked away behind some stuff. So I am actually going to do this now with my Neutrogena. Let me show you.
Gracias.
This is going to be my next transaction. We got our
Mándame un snap, super chat, por favor. No puedes enseñar nada, aquí es YouTube. Esto no puedes enseñar nada.
Beautifully at self-checkout. So here's everything that we got. So there's our 2 degree, our Neutrogena products, and then everything came off just fine at self-checkout. You guys saw me checking out. And then here is the 3 off of 15 and the 5 off of 20 for the CVS coupons I used. I had
¿Por qué tienes que hablar privado conmigo?
And that led me to pay $1.94 out of pocket. So we paid out $17.94, but we got back $18 in extra bucks. So we got back $14 for the Neutrogena and $4 for the degree deodorant. So we already broke even in CVS. So even with no Activate Rewards, that is a $3.99 transaction. But it turns into a $10 moneymaker, cash moneymaker at that, because we're submitting over to Activate Rewards for that $10 as well. So I just got to store number 2, and now we're going to get into another second option for our spend 30 get 10 deal. And this is the reason I had to come to this store, because the other store that I was at only had 1 bag of Beneful, and we need this for our second spend 30 get 10, because this makes our spend 30 get 10 really magical. So we're going to grab 2 bags of this week. Now the reason I want to grab this Beneful is because in your CVS app we actually have 2 different digital coupons that have been attached in. So we have the buy one get one that will take $7.50 off 1 bag, and then we also have this $2 off that has been coming off as well. So these should be a really good deal.
Tengo fotos en mi community tab ahí. Gracias, por favor, mándame un super chat.
Yeah, y'all. So we have a lot of savings on this Beneful. So this is why I'm going to be grabbing this. I don't even have a dog, but I'm going to give this to both of my neighbors actually have dogs. So I'm going to pass this over to them, and I am going to just reap the benefits of picking it up. And then the next item we're going to be grabbing is one of these Febreze car fresheners.
No puedo.
So these are a really good deal this week because they are $5.99. And let me show you the digital coupon we have. These are $5.99. And we have a $3 off digital coupon. So that already makes them half price, but they're even better because we're factoring them in with our spend 30 get 10. And then next I'm going to grab a Dawn Power Wash. You could also grab a Dawn Power Suds if your store has that in stock, but I'm going to get the Power Wash and use our $2 digital coupon. And then as a final item in my deal, I'm gonna grab the Lysol laundry sanitizer. So these are on sale for $7.29 this week, and we have a $2 digital coupon for this. So this is our second spend 30 get 10, and I actually just did this transaction, so I'm re-recording this little clip to give y'all the breakdown for how this actually worked out at the register. Because these Beneful coupons were actually a little bit tricky for me. So I've been seeing online today that the $7.50 has been coming off for most folks, but for me, only half price came off. I only got the half price item as my BOGO item for free. So with this, I only saved $4 and I think it was 34 cents with my BOGO Beneful coupon, and then the
No creo.
$2 coupon came off as well. So we had a total of like $6.34 in coupon savings for the Beneful. Then we have the $3 for the Febreze, the $2 for the Lysol, and the $2 for the Dawn. So that is another $7 in coupon savings there. So at the register for this transaction, you have to pay out $18.96. That's what I had to pay out. And then we're getting back $10 for spending 30. And I also got back $7.50 for the Beneful. So it made it $1.46 for all 5 items, which of course is an amazing price. $1.46 for all of this? Yes, yes, y'all. Now, if you are on a system where you happen to get full price for this Beneful, it is going to be a moneymaker. So hopefully, fingers crossed, you get more credit than I did for that BOGO coupon. So
Hi.
it work out good for you. Next up, we're going to grab some more of the fancy toothpaste. So we've been getting this toothpaste for a couple weeks in a
Hey,
row.
Leo. How do you say your name?
And this week is going to be no
Hey,
different. We're going to grab
Lay.
that are buy two, get back $4 in extra bucks this week. So we're going to do a little combo deal so that we can use our 4 off of 20 Crest CRT. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up 2 of these fancy toothpaste for $8.99, and we're going to use the $4 digital coupons that we have on each one of these. And then we're going to combine it with this deal that are 2 for $8, and when you buy 2, you're going to get back $4 in extra bucks. So we'll grab one of these little baby strips as the first item because they're out of the complete. And then we're also going to come over here and get a toothbrush that's included as well in this 2 for $8. So I got this little toothbrush right here. This is one of the charcoal toothbrushes because it is 2 for $8. We have a $1 digital coupon for this item. We have a $1 digital coupon for this item. And then we have 2 $4 digital coupons that work on this. So total before any coupons are applied is $25.98. We're going to save $4 with our 4 off of 20 Crest CRT if you have that. Then we have the 2 $1 coupons for the toothbrush and the mouth rinse. And then we have the $8 in coupons for the 2 fancy toothpaste. So at the register, I'm going to have to pay out $11.98. But I am going to get back a total of $8 for both deals, so $4 for each set of products. Plus, we're going to submit over to Ibotta for $2 for the fancy toothpaste because we have $1 back on each one. So that is going to make final cost for all 4 of these items $1.98 or just 49 cents. All right, guys, so this is going to be our next transaction. We have our Crest and Oral-B deal, and then we also have our spend 30, get 10 with our Beneful. Everything is digital, loaded to my card, easy peasy. Let's see how it goes. Here is everything that we got. And all of our coupons came off, but that Beneful is shorting me a little bit because it only came off for the 50% off item. It did not give me that $7.50 off, but the $2 did come off. And then I had the 4 off of 20, I had a 3 off of 15, and I rolled in $20 in extra bucks. That left my subtotal at $7.87. So we paid out $27.87 for all of our items, but we got back a total of $18 in extra bucks. So we got 4 for the Oral-B, we got 4 for the fancy Crest, and then we also got the 10 for the spend 30. And then of course the money did not stop there because we scanned over to Ibotta as well, and we got back a total of $9.50. So we got back $7.50 for the Beneful, and then $2 for our toothpaste. So that made everything that we picked up a really good deal. It was almost free 99. We're going to call it super free because it was just 37 cents for that transaction. For this next deal, you actually want to make sure that you pick up the 3.1 ounce Dove bars. I have the 2.6 travel size here just as a placeholder, but I've had to place an order for the right ones for pickup from another store. But these are a really good deal this week because they are included in our buy two, get back $4 in extra bucks for Dove products. So when you pick up two of these, no coupons are needed. You're going to pay
Gracias.
$5.38, and then you'll get back that $4 in extra bucks, making it just $1.38 for two of the Dove bars. These Mael products have been on markdown for a long time in my store, but now it's finally time to buy them. So these are marked down for 75% off. They're $2.49. But our 4 off of 2 digital coupon is attaching, so this will be just 49 cents each. I'm definitely going to pick these up today. We also have a good deal on the Colgate products this week. If you have this 5 off of 35 Colgate CRT, this is a good way that I'm about to show you that you can use it. So this deal is a limit of 2 per household. This is spend 20, get back 10 on the Colgate Optic White products. So what you would do to use that CRT is we're going to pick up $40 worth of products that are included in this promotion, and then we'll get back $20 from maxing out. So what I would do is I would pick up one of these Colgate Optic White renewals. We have a $4 digital coupon for this product, and then I would pick up 2 of these Colgate Optic White purples. You could also do the charcoal if you prefer. Either one is fine because we're going to be using that 5 off of 2 digital coupon that works with either one of them. And then I would grab this Colgate Optic White toothbrush for $7.79. We have a 4 off of 2 digital coupon for this. And then as the second item for that 4 off of 2, I would get the Colgate Optic White or the enamel strip. So all of these total up to $40.45. So you could get back a total of $20 in extra bucks for this purchase for doing the spend 20, get 10 twice. We're going to use that 5 off of 35 for Colgate. And we also have the $4 digital for the renewal. We have a $5 digital here and a $4 digital for these two. So that is going to take off 4, 5, and another 4. That's going to leave us to pay out $22.45 at the register for all of these items, and then we'll get back that $20 in extra bucks, making it $2.45 for all of these items, which is actually a pretty decent deal. When you divide that up, these are only going to be 49 cents each. And I decided I'm going to go ahead and do this deal just to make sure that it works out good, just to make sure I don't need to worry you guys about anything. Let me go and check out with it, and we're going to make sure it's good to go. All right, you guys, so that actually worked out beautifully. I went over to self-checkout, no issues at all. All of our coupons came up automatically. I also got the 2 Mael rice water that were on clearance for $2.49, and that came off automatically as well. So I had $18 in extra bucks that I rolled in, left my subtotal at $5.27. So we paid out $23.27, got back 20. All of those items were $3.27. This week we have several products that are giving back a $5 extra buck when you pick up one. And I don't have any coupons for this A&D first aid ointment, but it is one of them. And I do have a 40% off coupon that I'm going to use. So what's going to happen is I'm going to pay for this out of pocket with that 40% off coupon because you can't use any extra bucks when you're using those percentage off coupons. I'll pay $4.07 after the 40% off.
Hi
But then I'll
guys.
get back $5 in extra bucks. It'll make it a 92-cent moneymaker. So let's test that out. Another moneymaker option would be on the
I think I'm breaking
Max.
out.
So this is also on that $5 promotion. If you have a 40% off, you can pick up one of these. You'll pay $6.29 out of pocket. But then you'll get back that $5 extra buck plus $1.75 on Ibotta. So it'll make this baby a 45-cent moneymaker with that coupon. And for both the A&D and the Bactin, we do have Ibotta offers, but for the A&D, the Ibotta and the Fetch offers that we have don't match this product. They match the ones that are in the baby section, and those are included in this.
How are you?
Take a close up of that receipt. We paid out $4.07, got back 5. That was an easy peasy 93-cent moneymaker. Deal I'm not going to pick up this week is on the soft soap and Irish Spring, but this is a decent deal if you need it. So these will until 2 for $11. And then we have $2 digital coupons on each product. So you can grab one soft soap, one
That's good. I'm glad.
that'll save you a total of $4.
You go to Taylor Swift concerts?
So at the register,
Is
you'll
that
have
why
to
your
pay
name
out
is
7,
called
but then
Swifty?
you'll get back $3 in extra bucks, making them only $2 a piece. Now we're going to do option number 3 for this 1030 get 10, and this one I am going to grab one of these Lysol wipes. For the Lysol, we do have a $1 digital coupon. I'm also going to grab another Dawn Power Wash. For this, we got that $2 digital coupon. I'm going to pick up another Febreze Car Refresher with that $3 digital. And then I feel like I need to get some paper products today, so we're going to grab one of these Charmin Ultra Soft for $5.99 with the $1 digital coupon. And then for this transaction, I'm going to grab one of the Always Maxi Pads instead of the pocket ones that we got. For this one, we have a separate $2 Ibotta rebate, so I can submit back for this one on Ibotta this time. And we also
That's
have
good.
that $1.50 digital coupon. So this is our last
Where are you from?
get 10 deal. This totals up to $30.05. We have a $1.50 digital coupon for the Always. We got $2 off for the Dawn. We have $1 for the Charmin. We have $1 for the Lysol. And we're going to save $3 for our Febreze. So at the register, I'm going to have to pay out $21.55, but I am going to get back a $10 extra buck, and we're submitting over to Ibotta for $2 back for the Always as well. So it is going to make final cost $9.55 for these items. Not bad at all when you consider the items that we are getting. I'm going to be adding these items in with a 3 off of 15 coupon, so it'll actually bring it down to $6.55 for me, which I really like. And here is that transaction for a spend 30 get 10 on this card.
Hi guys.
Put my Lysol
Please like, comment, and subscribe.
so it was $1 higher than it should have been, but I still went ahead and rolled with it because I had that 3 off of 15. So I had $10 in extra bucks, and I paid out $9.65 out of pockets. We paid out $19.65, but we're getting back the $2 from Ibotta for the Always, plus the $10 in extra bucks. So that was $7.65 for that.
Where's everybody from?
$6.65, of course, if you have that Lysol digital. Hi y'all, so this is my complete CVS haul for this week, and this all came up to $3.76 if I did my math right. So under $4 for this haul. This was a beautiful week at CVS, if I say so myself. Let me know if you have any questions. Please remember to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you have not already. I would love to have you here. As always, you guys, I thank you so much for watching this video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
Obi-Wan?
Turn it up.
You know we kick the drum. That's our
Hi guys.
This is
Crazy.
I'm Sharon. I'm from the United States, from Oklahoma.
music up, doors off, shades up, Jeep. This is how summer rolls.
Next, baby, you tell me I got a tank full of gas and nowhere to be. Alright, can't stop, won't stop, in the spot, get hot, let the good times roll. Hey. Let the good times roll.
Jeep. There's only one.
Let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll.
It's Star. I feel like it's been a long time since we have talked, but thank you so much for tuning into the video. I hope you're having a good day or night whenever you are watching. So yes, y'all, we are back at our weekly spot this week because this is a 1-week ad and a really good week at CVS. So you know how we do around here. We're not going to waste any time, but let's jump right into the best deals you can do. We have some really nice
my
deals
head is
on
hurting.
Colgate this week. I'm going to give you a simple deal that anyone can do, and then I'm going to give you a bigger deal if you want to get stocked up on oral care. So first simple deal that anybody can do is on the Colgate mouth rinse. These are $4.99 this week, and when you buy 2, you're going to get back $5 in extra bucks. So we're going to pick up 2 of these, and the Optic White is included along with the Enamel Strength. So just grab whichever you prefer. So the total for these 2 is $9.98 before any coupons are applied. And then we're going to use this 3 off of 2 digital coupon. This is a deal that you could do online for pickup if you prefer as well. After this $3 digital coupon, we would pay $6.98 at the register, but then get back that $5 in extra bucks for buying 2. Mixed final cost on these, just 99 cents each. Now, if you want to really get stocked up on oral care, what I would do is I would add those 2 in with 2 of the Colgate toothpaste as well. bones. So these are also on a buy two get $5 an extra bucks, and also on sale for $4.99. So what you want to do is pick up all 4 of these, and that'll total you up to $19.98. With the seat.
If you're concerned about this, or this, then you need to be thinking about protecting and strengthening collagen in your skin. I've partnered with SkinCeuticals to share more about their double patented AGE Interrupter Ultra Serum, formulated with ingredients to help reduce visible signs of collagen loss and sagging.
Munchkin is leading the way for the next generation. See your breast milk flow on their...
Hey everyone, it's Sarah with RegisteredNurseRN.com, and in this video I'm going to be doing an NCLEX review where I'm
Hi
going to be
guys,
comparing
how's everybody doing?
osteoarthritis versus
Let's go sit outside.
rheumatoid arthritis. And this video
Let's
is
go
part of
sit
the
outside.
NCLEX series over the musculoskeletal system. And as always, at the end of this video, you can access the free quiz that will test you on these conditions. So let's get started. First, we'll start out talking about osteoarthritis. Okay, what is this? This is a form of arthritis caused by the deterioration of
Look at that sun in my eyes.
cartilage, which is hyaline cartilage. And what is this? This is rubbery, smooth tissue found at the end of the bone where a joint is. So a joint is where two bones meet together. And what happens is that over time, this cartilage wears away. And as it wears away, it causes the joint space to decrease. And eventually what happens is that we have bone rubbing against bone. The bones will break together. And this will cause the patient a lot of pain. What can happen is that parts of that cartilage can break off and hang out in the joint space. The bone inside the bone that can become abnormally hardened, sclerosis, and the patient can have formation of bone spurs, osteophytes. So this patient can exhibit extreme stiffness and pain and limited mobility. Now on the flip side, we have rheumatoid arthritis, RA. And this is a form of arthritis that is
Boy, that sun is in my eyes.
the immune system attacking the synovium.
How's everybody doing?
And the
Where are you from?
synovium is found
I'm
in
Sharon, I'm
the
from
joint
Oklahoma.
capsule, which
Please
is
feel free to
inside.
super chat me.
And then in the red and the purplish, you have the synovium, which is like a connective tissue area that lines within that joint. And what happens is that those white blood cells attack it and inflame it and causes the patient a lot of problems. And what can happen is that over time, which we'll talk about a little bit later, these bones can fuse together in a condition called ankylosis. So we have bone fusion. So remember, cartilage is being affected in OA and synovium in RA. So what joints are affected? So in OA, all the joints can be affected, but it most commonly affects the weight-bearing joints. And the reason is because they have a lot of stress on them. And it only affects the joints. The systems, other systems in the body are not affected, so just to the joints. What typically is affected are the hands, the hips, the knees, and the spine. And another key thing to remember is that this is unsymmetrical. So necessarily just because a patient has it in the right knee, OA in the right knee, they don't have to have it in the left knee as compared with RA. RA is symmetrical. So
Dude, that sun is so bright.
both knees, both hips, or just one hip, or something like that. So on the flip, we have RA, and it's most commonly in our joints, but it also affects other systems of the body, like the heart, the eyes, the lungs. Patients will have a low-grade fever. They're just going to feel horrible all over, along with anemia. Most commonly it affects the fingers and the wrists, but it can also extend to the neck, the shoulders, the elbows, the feet, and the ankles. Now, like I said, RA is symmetrical. If the patient has it in the right wrist, they have to have it in the left wrist. That's how the disease process goes. It's not like that in OA. So remember that, because that's one of those points. OA happens due to that wear and tear on the body. So it's going to happen over time, gradually, which is why these are risk factors. Older age, you're going to see it in patients who are 40 plus. Repeated injuries. So they play a lot of sports in college, a lot of repeated joint injuries, or risk for them. Being overweight,
Anybody like the sun in their eyes?
There's jobs that require you to work really
Not
hard,
me.
like in nursing, being on your feet.
I want to go
Work
swimming.
12-hour shifts. Some nurses can suffer from osteoarthritis.
Anybody else like swimming?
Now with rheumatoid
Ooh,
arthritis,
it's hot.
the cause is unknown, but we know that the body is attacking the synovium. You have inflammation throughout the body. It tends to affect women more than men, and hormonal issues may be a cause, along with genetics. And this disease can occur at any age. It's not just limited to older age. And typically occurs between 20 to 60
Woo, that
years
sun.
old. Now with osteoarthritis,
I was in my early 30s and I was suffering from really bad migraine. And so I went to the doctor, and when I went to the doctor, diagnosed.
Hello, Star. How are you, love?
And at one point, this doctor said to me, he said, well, none of these medications are going to work.
What's the what?
If you continue to eat, so much fried food and candy. So I got the feeling he was coming at me from a place of life. So I left that doctor and I went to another doctor. That doctor.
It's hot out here. I'm using air conditioning.
A long time ago, if you use hard drugs,
Oh, it's too hot outside.
it can affect the efficiency of these drugs. And once again, I don't know where he got that. That was nothing that we
I'm good.
discussed, and I definitely never in my life had ever used any type of hard drugs. I called my HMO to find a doctor, and they said, well, the only doctor we can get you into today is a women's clinic. And I said, I don't care. I'm just a comfort. I need to see a doctor. It was the first time I actually had a dialogue with a doctor. And we talked, and she asked me questions about lifestyle.
Man, it's hot out there.
Based on what I know about you,
Feel free to send a super chat, guys, if you like my channel. You'd like to support my channel.
And it was after going and seeing that nephrologist that I learned that I likely had FSGS, and later was diagnosed with FSGS. FSGS is a form of kidney disease where your kidneys get scarred, and because of that scar, they're not filtering properly. And the way that we discover this is extremely easy.
What are you going to do today, Star? Or what did you do today?
Journey with this started in 2002. I didn't find out about April 1 until 2018. Since no one really is an expert in it, I decided that the most important thing for me is to know as much as I can.
Thank you.
Myself. So that's what made me decide that I think genetic testing was, I was very comfortable with the positives that could possibly come out of it, as opposed to worrying about the negatives.
I had to have it. I seen it at the store,
in some ways,
and I had to have it. Hold on.
A little bit relieved that, okay, I didn't develop this kidney disease based off of bad habits or neglect. I think it does make it a little bit easier to be an advocate for yourself and for other people if you feel like, hey, this is just what life gave you. It really wasn't. It's not your fault. We could probably change some of the stigma around chronic kidney disease, and people are more aware of it. And if you know you have a gene and you have a propensity for it, or a possibility of becoming someone who's going to suffer from chronic kidney disease, maybe there's some lifestyle changes or things.
Yeah, I do that too.
Easier for people to implement at earlier time. The best thing you can do for yourself.
Nothing really.
Is get as much information as you can. And if you have an opportunity, whether it's doing over-the-counter tests or whether it's, the doctor that you regularly go to, their hospital system is doing some sort of genetic testing, it's good for you to have the information, all the information you can get, so that you can make sure you can advocate for yourself.
Hoodoo, the voodoo, the dee-doo.
You may get a little excited when
I'm in a lot of pain, but I don't want to take my pain medicine right now. I'm beginning to think I have narcolepsy. Where you fall asleep out of nowhere.
Will it be the low prices or the great brands? Burlington.
It would make sense, honestly.
Inflammation is not as common as with RA because, again, this is the wear and tear issue. And the joint pain that they're experiencing along with the stiffness is from the grating of those bones on one another. And those bone spur formations, the hard bony areas, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, turbinate and those hard nodes on the hands. And what can happen is that cartilage again breaks off.
If you would like to support the channel, guys, feel free to send a super chat.
So the joints are going to appear whenever you're assessing them as a nurse. They're going to be hard and bony. But on the flip side, with rheumatoid arthritis, inflammation is going to be present. That's a big key with this. Like synovitis, which is inflammation of that synovium. So when you look at those joints, they're going to be red, warm, they're going to be soft and foggy, with all that swelling and inflammation. So when you're looking at osteoarthritis versus rheumatoid arthritis side by side, as you can see in this picture here, this is a picture of arthritis of the knee. The picture on the left is representing osteoarthritis, and the picture on the right is representing rheumatoid arthritis. So let's look at the one with OA on the left. Notice that the joint space is practically gone, and you have the two bones within that joint rubbing up against each other. And what is happening is that it's affecting inside the bone and the outside of the bone.
Hi, guys.
You get what's called bone spur formation. That's
please like, comment, and subscribe.
Cartilage should be at the end of those two bones, those protrusions. That is the formation of osteophytes, also called bone spurs. What's happening is these bones are rubbing together and it can cause the bones to abnormal harden with sclerosis, going to cause major stiffness and pain. Now, on the right, with rheumatoid arthritis, you have a joint space, but it's inflamed. The synovium surrounding that joint space is inflamed, which is represented in the red and the blue area. And what can happen is that synovium is inflamed, called synovitis, and what's happened is that white blood cells have invaded the synovium, and it causes it to become thick, and a pannus can form. And a pannus is a layer of fibrous tissues. And notice that we don't have bone spur formation. That's only going to be found in osteoarthritis. Now this pannus that we're talking about can grow so large that it will damage the bone and that cartilage within that joint. And the space in between the joints will start to disappear, and you'll get bones being in severe cases.
Hello, guys. How are y'all? Look at this Hello Kitty. Isn't it cute? Here's the shorts. How's everything going, Star? Look at this shirt. I don't know about this shirt. I'm just really bored, Star. Please like, comment, and share, guys.
So you will see a decreased joint space in that X-ray. Also, you can see bone spur formation and sclerosis of the bones, hardening of those bones, and a loss of integrity of those bones. And again, remember that cartilage and parts of bones can break off and go to the joint space, and the bone parts that went to the joint space can be filled up. Compared to rheumatoid arthritis, they can do some blood tests, and a positive rheumatoid factor will come back. They can have an increased erythrocyte sedimentation, a positive C-reactive protein. This just indicates that there's inflammation in the body. It doesn't necessarily mean it's RA, but the patient has inflammation. And the X-ray will show joint deterioration. They won't see the bone spurs like how you can over here. So you just want to be familiar with those different types of tests that can be ordered. Now, for both conditions, there is no cure for both. Can't be
I want the air conditioner off.
However,
It's hot,
they can
man.
be managed. Now, depending on our nursing interventions, they tend to be a little bit similar along with the exercise and the other treatment plans like the patient goals, because we want to preserve the joints, we want to manage their pain, and do heat and cold therapy. Other things are surgeries in severe cases that can be managed. With RA, a synovectomy is like where they go and remove that synovium that's inflamed, or an arthrodesis, which is a joint fusion. However, on the flip side, with OA, they can have what's called an osteotomy, and this is where they go in, they remove the knee, they can realign that knee, and it can help shift weight from that knee so you can preserve the function, because these procedures are due usually as alternative to joint replacements to lengthen how long it's going to be before they need their knee replaced. Now, with OA, it's really important that they lose weight if they're overweight, because this can dramatically mobility and decrease the pain and stiffness that they're experiencing. Now, with
I
those
wear Prada,
conditions,
Balenciaga.
exercise is
I party
crucial
when I wanna,
treatment
and
plan.
she can't
And
tell me
we
nada. No,
know
she
you don't
can't
feel like
tell me
exercising
nada.
and
But
things
what's blah blah
start
blah
out
blah blah
slow,
blah blah
but
blah
you keep doing
blah
it
blah.
over time, and you're going to
She
notice that
can't
your
tell me
pain is
nada.
decreasing,
No,
you're
she
feeling
can't
better
tell me
mentally and
nada.
physically, you have more energy. It's going to help the patient lose weight and things like that. It really helps preserve that joint function as much as they can. So types of exercises they want to do are like low impact, that's like walking, water aerobics, stationary bike riding, strength training like lifting weights, range of motion. They want to avoid those high impact activities like running, jogging, or anything that requires 2 feet off the ground.
I party when I wanna, and she can't tell me nada. No, she can't tell me nada. Heard was blah 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 blah. She can't tell me nada. No, she can't tell me nada.
Are good for treating the pain. However, it differs a little bit with some medications. With RA, remember we have a lot of inflammation going on. So DMARDs, those disease-modifying anti-rheumatics, does help about what they suppress the immune system, which decreases that inflammation. Also, oral corticosteroids play a role in helping with that as well. And oral supplements, remember these patients tend to struggle with anemia. So, Listerine supplements that increase red blood cells.
I party when I wanna, and she can't tell me nada. No, she can't tell me nada. That's was blah 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 blah. She can't tell me nada. No, she can't tell me nada.
Decrease inflammation on those tendons and ligaments. However, that tends to just be temporary, and they usually stop having relief within 1 to 2 months and have to get repeated injections. And injections are better than oral corticosteroids in this condition because, again, we don't have system-wide inflammation compared to RA. Okay, so that wraps up this NCLEX review on osteoarthritis versus rheumatoid arthritis. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to take a
wide open, got a 45 on him and he pushing about 102. Always smoking something, he ain't worried about nothing, cause he ain't got nothing to lose.
Hey everyone,
You
it's
dog
waiter.
what?
In this video, I'm going to be doing an NCLEX review over
I don't know what that means.
osteoarthritis. And this video is part of an NCLEX review series over the musculoskeletal system. So be sure to check out those other videos. And as always, at the end of this YouTube video, you can access the free quiz that will test you on OA. So let's
got me wide open, got a 45 on him, and he pushing about 102. Always smoking something, he ain't worried about nothing, cause he ain't got nothing to lose.
Due to the deterioration of specifically that articular cartilage, the hyaline cartilage. So remember that. That's what makes us different than, say, rheumatoid arthritis. That was where we had inflammation of that synovium, the lining inside the joint. So whenever you think of OA, think of cartilage. That's our problem. So what is so special about this articular cartilage, that hyaline cartilage? Well, it plays a huge role in allowing us to move our joints without stiffness and pain. And it's a rubbery, smooth tissue, and it's found at the
cowgirls don't cry.
Wide
open, got a 45 on him, and he pushing about 102.
That is what a joint is.
Always smoking something, he ain't worried about nothing, cause he ain't got nothing to lose. I got the thing for the wild ones. I got a thing for the wild ones, it's like he knew. I got a thing for the wild ones. I got a thing for the wild ones, he's 82.
A slick surface for bones to slide and glide with movement. Right now, I'm using my hyaline cartilage. It's moving my arm. It's allowing it to move freely. I don't have any pain or stiffness. And it also absorbs shock during movement. So let's take a close look at a healthy joint with nice hyaline cartilage. So we have our two bones coming together. And around it we have, in this maroon color, this is our joint capsule. And within that capsule, you have in the green the synovium, And then you have inside the synovial fluid, and then in light brown again is your hyaline cartilage. And notice, whenever you look at this beautiful joint space, there's a nice space in between our two bones. They're not on top of each other. Now let's flip it around. Let's look at a bone or a person that may have osteoarthritis. Okay, notice, what do you see right off the bat? That joint space is literally almost gone. And it's causing our bones to rub together. Well, look, there's no hyaline cartilage present. It's very, very thin. It's very minuscule down at the bottom. And what's going to happen is this is going to affect the inside of the bone and the outside of the bone, because you have these bones rubbing up against each other, grating on each other. And we know just from common sense that we don't want bones grating on each other. When anything grades on itself, it's going to break down. So what's going to happen in results? We're going to have grating of the bones. Okay, you may hear, a patient may report this grating sound, clicking noise. We call it crepitus, and this is from that decreased joint space. Now, this is going to lead to, again, outside bone changes. The patient is going to develop bone spurs. Technical term is called osteophytes. And whenever we're going to be talking about diagnostic testing, on the x-ray, this is one thing that's going to be picked up. You're going to see this in OA compared to not seeing it in rheumatoid arthritis. That's one of the different things you will find are those osteophytes in OA. Also, the inside of the bone is going to experience sclerosis. And this is where you're going to have abnormal hardening of that bone. Now, another thing that can make things worse is that parts of that bone that's deteriorating and that cartilage that's breaking off can float around in that limited joint space that they already have. And this can cause them even more pain and even more problems. So, some things, signs and symptoms we want to remember. We want to remember that they are going to have some really hard bony joints, okay? Instead of in rheumatoid arthritis, remember those joints were soft.
I'll give you a promotion.
They were inflamed.
I'll make you feel like a vacation turn the bed into an ocean.
Red and warm.
Ain't nobody.
Inflammation of
nothing but sheets in between us. Ain't no getting off early.
Our joints are really only affected. It's not systemic. Because OA is due to, over time, that wear and the tear on the joints, which we're going to look at the risk factors here in a second. They're also going to have the pain, which is expected with those bones rubbing together.
Baby, you're the boss at home.
Stiffness. And just like an RA, they're going to have more stiffness, but the big thing is that it's going to be less than 30 minutes in OA. They can recover a little bit faster from their stiffness. And another big thing that's different is that they're going to have that crepitus, that grading of the bones upon one another. Okay, now let's look at our key points to remember about osteoarthritis before we get into our mnemonic to remember the signs and symptoms and those nursing interventions. Okay, this condition is also referred to as degenerative joint disease.
Back at it all over me.
And remember, just to recap, this is where we have decreased cartilage around those bones. It doesn't deal with the synovium, which is inflamed in rheumatoid arthritis. So remember that. And OA happens and worsens over time, which is why we're seeing it in patients with older age. And it most commonly occurs in the hands, the knees, the hips, and the spine. And really, it's really targeting those weight-bearing joints. And why is that? Because your knees, your hips, your spine really takes a lot of stress on our body. And over time, it can wear out. So it affects those joints. Another thing to remember that's very important that helps you know the difference between OA and RA is that this condition is not symmetrical. So, like in RA, if it was in the right wrist, it was going to be in the left wrist. And it's also not systemic, so you're not going to see a fever with this. The heart, the lungs aren't going to be involved. You're not going to see anemia like how you do in rheumatoid arthritis. So remember that. Unsymmetrical, not systemic. And risk factors for developing this, again, is older age, 40
Hi guys, how are y'all?
Wear and tear disease over time, that cartilage wears away. Also, repeated joint injuries, like if a patient was a sports player, played a lot of sports, had a lot of repeated joint injuries, they're at risk for developing this. Strenuous jobs such as nursing, and why is that? Because we have a very hard, laborious job. We're on our feet for 12-hour shifts. A lot of nurses can struggle with osteoarthritis of the knees, that cartilage wearing out around the knee. So remember that. Any job that has a person on their feet doing physical hard labor, they're at risk for this. Also being overweight, and that is because all that extra weight really nothing makes it go away. I need something you prove. Something stronger than I'm used to. Now, with osteoarthritis, I've been pulling 90 to 100, feel like nothing's gonna cut it. That's a hard truth. Can't be reversed. I need something you prove. Signs and symptoms, which we're really I need something you prove. Exercise, losing weight, medications like injections of corticosteroids in that joint, NSAIDs, topical creams, or surgery. And in severe cases, patients can be a candidate for surgery. Like one surgery is like a joint replacement, where they can replace the hips or the knee. Another thing is a procedure like say they had osteoarthritis in their knee. They can have a knee arthroscopic surgery, and this is where they go in and remove those fragments of cartilage that have collected within that joint space and debris and smooth out that area and help improve symptoms. Another procedure they can do is called a bone realignment. For instance, say the patient has osteoarthritis in their knee, they can get a procedure called a knee osteotomy, and they will go in, realign that affected knee, and this will actually help decrease the amount of weight on that affected knee. So it can help prolong the need for a possible joint replacement in the future and help improve those signs and symptoms and help them have better mobility. And it's typically used in the early stages of OA, and patients are best candidates whenever they only have one side that is affected with OA. Now, with diagnosing, from a nurse's standpoint, you just want to be familiar with what the physician may order and things you have to watch out for, because there's not really one conclusive test that can diagnose this. They have to look at several things, and as your role as a nurse, you want to be assessing that patient for signs and symptoms and asking yourself, is this gout? Is this rheumatoid arthritis? Is this osteoarthritis? And catching it early and reporting those signs and symptoms to the physician. And sometimes physicians, whenever the patient
coming in with me while I
will try to rule out other forms of arthritis by
make some bacon.
To measure the joint, to analyze the joint fluid, to make sure that it has uric acid in it. It could be gout. Is the synovium?
I'm gonna make me some bacon, guys.
Do they have a positive rheumatoid factor, which is an RA10? And another thing is they can order an X-ray, and the X-ray will be helpful in looking at that joint space. So, what is the joint space going to look like again in OA? It's going to be decreased. So look at that. Also, if there's present bone spurs, like those osteoclasts, and again, this is conclusive with OA. You're not going to see that in RA. And looking at that integrity of the bone, is it experiencing sclerosis, hardening? Is parts of it breaking off? And remember, an X-ray only shows bone. So you can't look at the cartilage. So if you ever seen on an exam, X-ray assessing the cartilage, X-ray.
She said, konnichiwa. I said, pardon my French. I said, do what do I do? I said, do what I do.
Signs and symptoms of osteoarthritis. Like all those key points that
She said, konnichiwa. I said, pardon my French. I said, what do I do?
And remember the word osteo. We're not osteoarthritis. Okay, so for outgrowth, specifically bone outgrowth, are going to be from these bone spur formations. With this disease, you're going to see these specific bony outgrowths.
What picture?
And we have two types, and I would remember these because anytime at the old school enter, you see people's names or a funny name, remember that because it's going to be on an exam. Okay, so the two types of notes that you can find on the theme
said, hola, como estás? She said, konnichiwa. I said, pardon my French. I said, madumuda. I said, Guadalupe. I come. Hola, como estás? She said, konnichiwa. Pardon my French. I said, madumuda. I said, Guadalupe. Africa.
And I think of the alphabet. Lusard starts with B, and Turbidine starts with H. So B comes before H. So I know Lusard is here and Turbidine is there. So Lusard is going to be the proximal. Remember, proximal is closest to you at that joint, the middle joint. And Turbidine is going to be at that top finger joint. And this is the finger joint. So that's how I remember that.
And telling me that
This is how these nodes look. Here you will see in the
I want a lesson that I can teach.
nodes are located at that proximal interclavicle joint, and notice the precision, the bony outgrowth coming out, especially on that left hand. And then in the red square, this is the Turbidine node, the distal
She said, konnichiwa. She said, pardon my French. I said, madubada. I said, Guadalupe. Hola, como estás? She said, konnichiwa. She said, pardon my French. I said, madubada. I said, Guadalupe. Hola, como estás? She said, konnichiwa. She said, pardon my French. I said, madubada. And I said, Guadalupe. No matter where I go, you know I love them all.
But you're not going to see yours in a bald soft spot like how you would in RA. That's another difference. E for experiencing crepitus, that's that grating whenever they're moving the bones and exercising it. And this will cause pain with that whenever you're doing it. But it will actually go away when they stop it. So that's another thing. And then O for only the joints. Only the joints are involved.
Making me some bacon, guys.
Like with RA. And those weight bearing joints are going to be affected. And it's not a requirement for this to be symmetrical like how in RA. If that's the right wrist, it's going to affect the left wrist. In OA, it can affect both joints or it can just affect one. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. Now let's look at nursing intervention. What are we going to do for this patient who has OA? Okay, first we're going to assess the patient for signs and symptoms. Every patient you have, we want to look at their joint mobility. We want to look for those.
Hopped in a plane from LAX with my dream in a car again. Welcome to the land of fame and excess. Are you gonna fit in? Let me ride for the first time. This is also crazy. Famous. And Jersey song was on. The Jersey song was on. Singing our song, you know I'm gonna be okay. It's a party in the USA. Party in the USA. Everybody's looking at me now. I'm out of town. What goes around me? Definitely not a Nashville party. I'll see you later. Guess I never got the memo.
However, if they have a tooth that is irritating them, like a needle burn or something like that, they need to rest that joint until it's better. So what types of exercises do they want to do? And I really like this type is a low impact, which includes walking, water awareness, a stationary bike like a movement that gives them cardiovascular improvement along with moving those joints, but it's not aggressively having them pound their feet on the ground.
It's a party in the USA.
Those joints, especially those knees, the hips, and spine. Also, strength training. running, like lifting weights, that's going to improve their strength and their muscles. And range of motion exercises, which is going to improve mobility and decrease stiffness. Now, exercises that they don't
Are you still there, Star?
they don't want to do high impact. And a lot of times when people think about exercising, they think about running or jogging or something like that, but that's what they want to avoid with osteoarthritis. So no running, no jogging, no jump roping, anything where 2 feet are going to be leaving the ground. It's going to be really hard on those joints. More nursing interventions include heat and cold compresses over those spots.
It's a party in the USA. It's a party in the USA.
What devices would be best for the patient. And these devices can actually help decrease the stress on the joint. So you want to make sure that your patient is using them correctly because they are a risk for safety issues and all personal development at work. So the nurse will watch out for that. And some assistive devices include like the raised fortitude because whenever patients have osteoarthritis in the hips and they go to sit down on a low fortitude, it's very hard for them to get that low. Those hips can walk out
Bacon.
and it's especially hard to get off of the when it's so low. Another thing is getting the patient involved with other support groups of patients who have osteoarthritis. So looking locally for that because they have exercise programs where these patients can exercise together and they know what they're going through because they all have the same condition. So helping us improve the mental health of the patient as well. And educating them to structure their day so they don't overuse those meals. Take time to rest. Because when you're younger, you can do it all. But now, as you get older, you're going to take time to rest, and that'll help increase that pain and that sickness that you feel at the end of the day. Also, for patients who are overweight, educating them, you lose weight, and you can get your body mass index.
I go over the south side. Got braids in her hair. First time I seen a walk-on. Baby, I'll get up on my chair. I had to get her number. Took me like 6 weeks. And her go way back like Cadillac feet. Body like a back road. Driving with my foot. I use every curve like the back of my hand. Doing 15 and a 30. I ain't in no hurry. I want to take it slow, just as fast as I can. And the blue jeans, I need no help. Yeah, just bacon. I don't have anything else. I have no eggs. Driving with my sorry.
get back to the joint today. And then this area here, the blue, is the synovial fluid. And this allows those two bones to glide upon each other. Now with RA, this tends to affect all the joints. And it can also affect the system. In contrast with osteoarthritis, it tends to really only affect those weight-bearing joints. So let's see what's happening in RA. Okay, you have various stages. And one thing you want to remember with RA is that it's autoimmune, there's no cure. And we want to catch this early. And it's fairly difficult to actually diagnose, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. But within 1 to 2 years of the onset of this disease, this can actually start to cause joint and bone problems. It's really crucial that the physician tries to catch it in the early
Hi, guys.
stages so they can start taking medicine if it's really severe and performing some lifestyle changes to help preserve that joint. So what happens first? The first thing that happens is that you have inflammation of the synovium, also called synovitis. And what happens is that white blood cells, and remember this is autoimmune, start to invade the synovium, which also affects and what occurs will cause the bones and cartilage to erode. Then it will lead to the next phase, and this inflammation of the cartilage leads to the formation of a pin. And a pin is a layer of vascular fibrous tissue. And the pin will actually go so far to the skin of the bone and the cartilage region of the joint. There is space in between that pin and the secure, and will progress to that next phase, which is called ankylosing. And this will develop, and what will happen is that you'll actually have the fusion of the two bones together. And this will lead to major stiffness in the patient and severe recovery of that joint. And just to give you an example of this, over here on the left, you see a hand, and you see the joints. They're normal. There's no inflammation. And notice the phalanges. They're straight. They're not deformed. They're not curved. However, on the right, the patient has arthritis. And notice that the joints are very inflamed. It's eroded the cartilage and the bone. And it's actually caused the phalanges, the fingers, to start to curve outward. And here in this patient, you can actually see how this looks in reality. And notice on this particular patient, the tops of their fingers are doing the curvature from where the RA has progressed to one of those latter stages.
I'm scared of that. Sugar.
And the wrist joint. And it can also extend to the neck, joints, the shoulder, the elbows, the ankle, the knees, and the feet. So, one thing it affects all the joints. All of them are in play for this position. So, you can also this can affect really the weight of the joint. And RA just doesn't tend to affect joints. It actually affects the whole body. So it's systemic. It can affect the heart, the skin, the lungs, it can cause anemia, etc. So it's going to be systematic wide in your body compared to osteoarthritis, which is just really affecting those joints. Now your patient, whenever you're looking at their joints, how are they going to appear? Well, the joints are going to appear soft. They will be tender to the patient, warm. They'll be stiff and swollen. Now, things you want to remember about RA that's going to cause you differentiate it between other types of arthritis. I would remember these. Things like what they call things. Okay, RA tends to affect the same joints bilaterally. This
I'm bored.
is going to be symmetrical in the body. So, if the right wrist joints are have RA in them, the left wrist joints are. It's going to affect the same joints on the opposite side of the body. So, symmetrical. Another thing is that the stiffness and the severe pain that this patient going to have is going to be worse in the morning for 30 minutes or greater. So, when your patient
What are you doing, Star?
in the morning and they have rheumatoid arthritis, it's actively flaring up, they're going to have issues moving and getting around. They're really, really going to hurt for a while. They're going to have stiffness in their joints and have problems moving around. suddenly or gradually. So again, it really varies on the patient. Now, unfortunately, there is no cure for RA. And the key is to catch it early in patients, especially when they're in those early stages, to prevent progression of joint damage, because this disease can really affect people's lives. It affects their self-esteem, it affects what they can do every day due to their joint immobility. So what's some treatment for RA? Some treatment includes medications such as NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, steroids like corticosteroids, and the drugs known as the DMARDs, which are disease-modifying anti-rheumatic drugs, which we're going to talk about in depth a little bit later. Another thing is surgery. In really severe cases, they can have surgery like a joint replacement, remove the joint, put in an artificial one, or another type of surgery called a synovectomy, and this is where they go in and remove the synovium. Because remember, that is the part that is inflamed in rheumatoid arthritis. So they go and remove that membrane lining the joint. Another thing is an arthrodesis, and this is short and simple a joint fusion. And this is where they go, remove the joint, and those bones are then fused together with a bone graft. And patients are educated how to manage their RA, and depending on how severe the patient has this, these management tips can go a long way, which we're really going to get into in our nursing intervention. But to highlight them, they need to develop a rest and exercise plan. For instance, when the joint is really inflamed, they don't need to exercise that joint, they need to let it rest. So once the joint becomes less inflamed, they need to do regular exercise to support joint health. Also, joint support by using splints, like wrist splints if they have it really bad in their wrist, or using assistive devices like canes and walkers, or the little grabbers that help grab objects that are far off, or raised toilet seats to help preserve that joint. Also, staying healthy, maintaining a low stress environment, because stress can increase flare-up. And the cause of RA is not completely known. It's unclear. And it seems to be a genetic factor, and hormones seem to play a role in developing this. Now, RA is hard to diagnose because, especially in those early signs and stages of the signs and symptoms, those signs and symptoms can be similar to other diseases.
Feel free to
So
chat, guys.
order some tests, or as a nurse, you want to be familiar with what may be ordered so you can educate your patient. The physician may order a rheumatoid factor, which will come back positive. The patient has rheumatoid arthritis. Also, an increased erythrocyte sedimentation, also called a sed rate, will be elevated, or a C-reactive protein, and this is just one of the proteins that will be present if there's inflammation in the body. Doesn't really tell us it's rheumatoid arthritis, but because they can use this for a lot of other diseases that causes inflammation, but if it comes back positive, it tells us that this patient has a lot of inflammation going on. That's the key in this disease. And an X-ray will show that there is joint deterioration. So whenever they look at the images, the joints will not look normal. Sort of similar to what we looked at on that one illustration I was showing you.
My name's Sharon. I'm 37. I'm from Oklahoma.
And then the other hand that had the
in the United States.
So now let's recap all those signs and symptoms and those hallmark findings that we just discussed about RA to help you remember for exams. Okay, so let's remember the 7 S's. Okay, the first S, sunrise stiffness. They are going to have, whenever they get up in the morning, that morning stiffness for greater than 30 minutes of those joints. The other S for joints are going to have a soft feeling. So whenever you feel them, they will be soft. In addition, there will be swelling in that joint that will be warm, and it will be symmetrical. So it affects the right wrist, it's going to also affect the left wrist. So it happens bilateral on the body. The synovium is what's going to be affected. And inflamed, that is what's causing our big issue, and it gets so bad that it thickens, and you can get ankylosis, bone fusion in those very, very late stages, and you get bone deformity. It's systemic, so it not only affects all those joints, but it affects the whole body. So your patient is going to, from all the inflammation, is going to have a fever. They're going to feel really achy all over their body, very fatigued. It can affect other systems like the heart, the lungs, the skin, and anemia. Anemia has been found with rheumatoid arthritis. Why is that? Well, due to all the inflammation that is in the body, this can cause the kidneys to not produce as much of a substance called erythropoietin. And we learned in a renal function video that what does erythropoietin do? It stimulates red blood cell production. So if you're not producing enough of this substance, the blood cells are going to develop anemia. So that is one of the harmful effects. Yes. And the last are those stages. So how does it tend to progress? Let's recap. First thing, they get synovitis. That's inflammation of the synovium. Those white blood cells have attacked that lining of the joint. It becomes thickened. Then what happens is that a pannus develops, which is a fibrous connective type of tissue. And what happens to that is that joint space starts to disappear and go away, which will lead to bone fusion, which is ankylosis. And then you get major deformity, and the patient has severe limited mobility of their extremities. So now let's look at our nursing interventions. What are we going to do for this patient with RA? Okay, some of our focuses are going to include managing the pain, not only with medications, but with non-pharmacological methods. What this patient can do during periods of when they have inflamed joints, and how to take care of joints that are not inflamed, leading to how to preserve joint function through resting during when they're having flare-ups, to exercising, keeping mobility in those joints. And especially this is important during those early stages to prevent any ankylosis that can happen later on. Also, educating them about their medication, getting an understanding of how they view this disease, what they think the disease entails, how to take their medicines. Also, assessing their mental status. Patients who have RA, especially the severe cases, tend to struggle with depression and have low self-esteem because this
Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
Altering. For instance, just doing simple tasks like buttoning up a shirt or zipping a jacket can cause
somebody to talk to
in these patients because they can have the deformities of the fingers, as we've seen in that picture earlier, and they can't grasp the zipper or the button. And teaching them how to use assistive devices that can help them do those things can improve and give them a little bit more self-control over their life, because now they can button up their shirt instead of always having to rely on someone else to do it before they could do it. And also just feeling constantly fatigued all the time, the anemia, the pain, they can't do what they used to do, they feel like they can never get anything done. This disease
Where are you from?
rules their life, and dealing with just the severe pain and the fact that there's no cure. So helping your patients think of unique methods on how to manage this disease can go a long way and help them feel a little bit better. Okay, so what we want.
Where are you from, Rebecca?
The real story of Amanda Halterman's furious argument with producers. She quits her show. Hi there, everybody. Greetings from another thrilling video. I'm Jennifer from 90 Day Insider, and I'm here to give you the most recent news, drama, and exclusive behind-the-scenes looks. Let's get started.
Hey, what is up, you guys? It's Dustin, and I am back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Cable Life Out Loud.
What if there's an easier way to replace your income that you don't know about yet?
Feel free to send a super chat, guys. Ask me anything y'all like.
vehicle at Patriot and Ardmore.
Within reason, of course.
Fireworks. Purchase any vehicle at Patriot and Ardmore, and we'll throw in an extra large family pack of fireworks. Guaranteed to be the best and largest show in your neighborhood. It's time to celebrate our independence at Patriot Honda and Ardmore.
Save more when you buy your Honda at Ardmore.
Why choose Solitaire Manufactured Homes in Ardmore for your next home? It's quality. At Solitaire, we build quality homes with delivery much faster than a site-built home.
Star, are you still there?
Provide energy efficiency and long-lasting value. With our
Somebody talk to me.
For your lifestyle. It's selection. We get all the new prototypes. Check out the first ever duplex model. Easy financing from multiple sources. We can get virtually everyone approved. Visit Solitaire Homes of Ardmore, a Cavco company, today and discover your dream home.
If you've been stuck in an unfulfilling job, working long hours for low pay, with no flexibility and no freedom, you are one step away from complete burnout.
Now, if you have not been on TikTok, if you do not know what is going on with this situation, it is absolutely crazy. It involves a mystery shopper, somebody allegedly getting fired from their job, which we know now is probably a lie because this girl is absolutely crazy. I don't know what's true and what's not anymore. Whatever comes out of her mouth, I question it. But I've been following her for probably the better part of about 6 months now, just because I knew eventually this was going to be a big deal because her attitude is just so insane.
Honey, I am not canceled.
I'm going to give you a rundown on who Kayla is and all of this shit that is going on with her over on TikTok because she's getting harassed. Rightfully so, because what she's doing and the way she's acting is not okay. So if you're here to hear the tea about all this shit going on with the chicken salad chick, stay tuned to this video. So like I just said in the intro, I've been following this girl for probably about 6 or 7 months, loosely, just because her lives will pop up. And in these lives, she likes to talk about her mystery shops for the day, and she likes to recruit people into, I guess, this system that she set up, this business, to do mystery shops. Now, I have worked in retail a pretty good chunk of my life. That was like my first few jobs. I know what a mystery shopper is, and if you've worked in retail, you know what a mystery shopper is, and like, they're not going to get out here and share what's going on. So this has been a major discrepancy in her story, because what we're going to get into in just a second, she's going to tell you that you can't get on the internet if you sign up with her and do all the things that she's doing. So that's just one major red flag right off the gate. If she says that you can't talk about this publicly, you can't talk about your mystery shops publicly, but if that's the case, how is she out here recording herself in all these TikToks, going to all these different places, talking about her experiences, when she's literally telling you, hey, if you sign up and you pay me money, you can't do the same thing? That was the major red flag for me that I've noticed for a while. But all this mess really kicked off when she went to do this mystery shop at the Chicken Salad Chicken. I've never even heard of this place. I love a good chicken salad. I want to see if we have one around here so I could go give it a review myself. But she went and she said that she had a horrible experience. She recorded this entire thing, and I will say that her attitude was super, super nasty.
Alright guys, we're going back into Chicken Salad Chick. I absolutely love this place.
Thank you. Now I'll have the bacon and cheddar on the croissant with the Dixie chick.
What's your side?
We're gonna have grape salad.
Are you adding another side today or a beverage?
Oh, yes, ma'am, a regular size drink.
Well, let's see a dine-in or a carry-out today.
Dine-in.
Bacon cheddar melt, Dixie, grape salad, regular drink.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. 1546.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi guys.
I decided to behave and not get a piece of cake. I definitely don't need it.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
scratch their heads. So what are you waiting for? Green your teeth and start jumping handsome.
So I'm really sorry to say, but Chicken Salad Chick failed. They failed for a couple of reasons. It started off absolutely horrible and got a little bit better when she brought me my order. She said enjoy, like she was nice about that. But when I walked in the door, I didn't get greeted at all. Everyone that walked in behind me, the moment they heard the ding, 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 you know, they were like, welcome in, or some kind of nice greeting. I was standing at the registers for almost 4 minutes without anyone greeting me. Like 4 employees even came to the registers in and out from the back. No one said a word to me for over 4 minutes. That's really, really bad.
But now let's go back to the video that she posted. She pretty much exposed everything about this mystery shopping program that she's set up. We don't quite understand how she's doing this today. But let's jump into it in that second.
Good evening, guys. So I have taken the time this afternoon to write out 16 questions that I'm constantly getting about my mystery shopping program, and I'm going to answer them all on this video. So the first question is what is a mystery shopper? Mystery shoppers go into industries of all different types, and we observe the customer service, product knowledge of the employees, the cleanliness on the inside or outside of the establishment, and so much more. It just depends on the industry. And we mystery shop the food industry from fast food all the way to fine dining, airports, casinos, resorts, hotels, theme parks, movie theaters, I mean, banks, doctor's offices, testing centers, drug testing facilities. Like the list goes on and on and on. Real estate. There is no industry that I can think of that does not have some type of mystery shopper. So just keep that in mind. It's everywhere, and it's all over the world. Mystery shopping has been around knowingly since the 50s, and it's not going anywhere.
Okay, yes, that is she's acting like innocent, like it's not something that's she planned and possibly filed without her
So I hope that answers that question. My second question is, how did you become a mystery shopper? How did I, Kayla, become a mystery shopper? I have been a process server longer than I have been a mystery shopper. One of the law firms I work for introduced me to one of their clients who happens to be a mystery shopping company. They were in dire need for more mystery shoppers in South Carolina. I signed up. That's how I got going. I loved it so much, I asked for more information. They gave me a couple more companies that they worked with, you know, but they didn't give me many. And I had to go out myself and discover what companies were legitimate, because there are so many scams out there, and they are very good at looking legitimate, because mystery shopping companies, real ones, do not advertise.
This is also
especially the higher end ones that actually pay, you know, not just give you a little crumbs like these apps that they'll keep asking you.
What's everybody doing today?
Remember that. Apps are not real mystery shopping companies. They're survey things. That's all they are. And that's why y'all whine and cry to me and say, well, I was a mystery shopper for a year and I didn't make nothing.
yes, and so the body is concerned about and she
because you weren't working for a real mystery shopping company. So that answers that. It took me, gosh, many, many, many years to develop a list of all legitimate mystery shopping companies and merchandising companies. Question number 3, why do you charge for your program? Why does anyone charge for the knowledge that they have and sharing it with others? I have been a mystery shopper for over 14 years. I am one of the top mystery shoppers in the United States.
My name is Kaylee, and I am a key home specialist. I've been here for 9 days. I've been here for 6 months. I've been at key home for 1 year.
Hello, how are you?
Hopefully is
Hi, Brooke.
a really long career and
Yes, I do.
As I possibly can. I don't think I have any concern about my ability to succeed here at KCON. There's been so much energy and resources poured into me that I know if I don't have an answer, I need help on something, that I can go to someone.
How are y'all doing?
Help me. One of my favorite things about working at KCON would be the people. Very people-centered, and everybody's very close. And the other thing that I really enjoy about being at KCON is interacting with my clients on a daily basis. I would describe the culture here at KCON as inclusive and very people-oriented. We care about not only the employees that work here, but the clients as well. I would describe the culture here at KCON as client-focused and people-oriented. Our leadership and our teammates really care about each other, and we just strive to help people every single day. My team is so important to my success at KCON. Without them, I don't know how I really get through the day. They are always there to answer any questions that I have. What surprised me the most about working at KCON was the length and the detail of the training for my role. The key difference that I'm noticing myself when you're at KCON is my confidence and the trust I have in myself and my decision making.
No, I don't.
How are you taking on RMS?
We're taking on RMS, one infusion at a time, twice per year.
That's not a question they need to be asking in here.
I'm taking on RMS with Briumvi. Briumvi is a prescription medication for adults with relapsing forms of multiple sclerosis. Briumvi is different. It's the only B-cell therapy approved for RMS that's given in 1 hour twice per year. Briumvi has been proven superior at reducing relapses and reducing brain lesions. Don't take Briumvi if you've had a life-threatening allergic reaction to it or have hepatitis B. Your doctor should test for hepatitis B before treatment. If you've had it, it could come back, which may cause serious liver problems or death. Briumvi can cause serious side effects, including infusion reactions. Some may require hospitalization. Briumvi can increase your risk of infections and decrease some antibodies. Some infections may be life-threatening. Signs of infection include fever, chills, and cough that does not go away, or painful urination. PML, a rare serious brain infection that can be fatal or lead to severe disability, may happen. Tell your doctor if you are or plan to become pregnant, as Briumvi may harm your unborn baby. Tell your doctor if you have symptoms of an infection and about all your medical conditions, medications, and vaccines.
We're taking on RMS. Ask your doctor if Briumvi is right for you.
Hi, Rosie. How are you?
There's no national limits to the administration of hers. She's just young. It seems impressive to me because it's all made up.
I have a very high rating. I know what I'm doing. It took me years to develop this list, and now I help other people discover mystery shopping and help them be successful. Again, mystery shopping companies do not advertise. If you are lucky and you find a legitimate company on your own, you are going to have a very hard time navigating their website, getting mystery shopping jobs, getting them completed correctly. I cannot tell you how many messages and emails I get from people telling me how sorry they are because they went out by themselves and either got scammed or they found a legitimate company. I even have a screenshot at the end of this video telling me that even when they found a legitimate company, they didn't know what they were doing and they were well over their head and they didn't get paid, they didn't get reimbursed, and they lost all that time because they didn't know what they were doing.
This right here is fear mongering. She's stacking that you'll get scammed on top of you'll fail, so you'll feel forced to pay her. No mention that people sign up and succeed without her daily.
If you have a question before you go do a mystery shop, there is nobody to call. There is no one to email because, yeah, you have an email, but they're not going to get back to you in time. And guess what? If your mystery shopping report is late, you're not going to get paid for that. You're not going to get reimbursed, and you're going to give up because who would not feel defeated after that? I learned that the hard way. In the first 2 years of my 14-year career doing this, I almost gave up because I lost more money than I made. Question number 4, what will I get if I join your mystery shopping company? First of all, the moment you sign up for my company, you will get the list of all the legitimate mystery shopping and merchandising companies. That means you are safe. There is no scams in my program. I know this for sure because I work for every single one of these companies. Not only will you get that, but you will get training for a whole year by me and my community. You have access to me all week long, every Thursday we meet from 12:30, I had to think about it, from 12:30 to 1:30, and sometimes we go over, like today, we were on the call for over an hour and a half because I'm not going to leave you hanging. And if you need me when it's not Thursday, you have access to me. And if I don't get to you right away, one of my members knows the answer to your questions. And everyone is super helpful and loving. It is not a dog-eat-dog community. We are all very respectful of each other and love helping each other out. We want to succeed and we want you to succeed. Also, I want to add, once you sign up with my program and you sign up with these companies, you are automatically a mystery shopper. There is no resume. There is no interview. There is no drug test. There is no background check. Keep that in mind.
This sounds like instant success, but really it's instant sign up. That's like saying you're a chef because you applied at a restaurant.
Question number 5. Do you have to have a car to be a mystery shopper? I advise that, but I live in an area where there is no public transportation. I live in Newberry, South Carolina, a very, very tiny little town. I live on 23 acres. So yes, I have to have a vehicle in order to get somewhere that's busier, that has a lot of opportunities. If you live in an area that has public transportation, no, you do not need your own vehicle.
Record and share his feedback in a Loom video, and Ted won't be stuck writing this long feedback email.
The more I write, the less clear it gets.
Email's dead.
What do you mean?
Record and share feedback, updates, presentations, and more with Loom.
My brothers surely will not allow us.
I will not rest until we are reunited.
Question number 6, how far do you have to drive? Again, I live in the middle of nowhere, so I have to drive about an hour in different directions every day that I go mystery shopping. So let's say I live in Newberry, South Carolina, and I drive to Columbia, South Carolina. I spend the day there, like 4 or 5, sometimes 6, 7, 8 hours, but I make hundreds of dollars. Like last Sunday, I was in Greenville, South Carolina, and I made $550 in less than 5 hours. I think about that.
She cherry picks her unicorn days. Most gigs are $10 to $20, plus you're paying for gas and time, and that's not disclosed here.
Like, I even have videos about it. I went to Dick's Sporting Goods, and then I went across the street to REI doing audits, and I made $105 in less than 35 minutes. Like, this is a phenomenal thing to get into, but you have to know how to get these companies. Now, my members that live in big cities, like I have a young man that lives in Orlando, Florida, he makes more money than I do. His first week with me, barely knowing anything, he made $900 in Orlando, Florida. And that was back in April 2024. And now we just spoke, our last time speaking one-on-one was in late November, and for the month of October, he made over $6,000. So he made more than me. I average about $4,000 a month. So there's money to be made out there.
Full story. Also an outlier. Using extreme.
I don't know. I just send it in. I get it from my doctor and I send it in and get them. Why? What do you need my prescription for?
Question number 7. Can I bring someone with me? It depends on the industry. It depends on the mystery shop. Can you take someone to go eat with you? Yes. Can you take someone to go do an audit with you? No. Can you take someone to go do a Beanie Baby reset? Yes. Hope that makes sense. And in the instructions, it will tell you if you can't bring someone with you. Question number 8. How long does it take to do a job? Depends on the job. When I go into a bank, I expect about 20 to 30 minutes. When I'm going through a drive-thru, I expect no more than 10 minutes. Question number 9. How much will I get paid per job? That also changes. I got my oil change done in October. I was paid $100 for the mystery shop, and I was reimbursed $150 for my reimbursement. So that means I got $100 in my pocket, and I got my money back for having to spend $150. So I made $100 in about 20 minutes. Okay, now going through a drive-through, I'm gonna make $10 to $15, sometimes a little bit more. But I hope that makes sense and gives
It's
you the
okay.
idea. Question number 10, how long does it take to get paid? Everything I'm doing in January, I'm not gonna get paid for it until February. Most companies start paying around the 15th till close-ish to the end of the month. Usually you're paid for everything by the 28th of the following month. But yes, you do have to wait all the way till the next month to get paid and reimbursed for everything you're doing in the current month.
Finally, an honest point, also a huge reality check. This is not fast cash.
I remember you telling me that.
She hypes it up elsewhere.
Question 11, do I get to choose what I want to do and when I want to do it? Yes, you can accept and decline
I don't know.
any jobs you do or don't want to do.
Something about mystery shopping.
Do reveals, you tell me. You do not have to do those. Those are less than 10% of the entire mystery shopping industry. It used to be about 20%, but that has dropped. I love them, but I've been a process server. I'm not scared of anything. So I do them. I don't mind. They pay a lot more. I don't mind doing them. But you do not have to do them. Now, when it comes to can I do them whenever I want? Yes and no. You're given a couple days to choose from of when you want to do a job, but you are definitely given a time frame. So let's say you're going to choose an Arby's mystery shop for lunch. You can't go until 11:30, and you must have it completed by 2 o'clock. Okay. If you're going to go to a bank, you can go 30 minutes after they open, but you can't go later than an hour before they close, and all the instructions tell you. So I hope that gives you a good idea. Question 13: can I return a purchase and still get reimbursed? Absolutely not. If you are caught doing that, which is very easy for them to find out, you will be fired from the mystery shopping company, if not all of them. They are all intertwined together. So keep that in mind. And the reason is because it's double dipping and fraud-ish, I should say. I know fraud's a harsh word, but let's say you're going to go do a job at TJ Maxx and you're given a $10 budget. You buy a pencil case. I'm just making things up. You buy the pencil case. That is your pencil case now. You're going to be reimbursed that $10 you spent on that pencil case. If you take it back, then you're double dipping. You're getting your money back and you're getting reimbursed. And that is technically fraud, and you will be fired. Can I record and post on social media like you? Absolutely not. When you sign up with each individual mystery shopping company, you are signing a contract of confidentiality and swearing that you will not share anything about your mystery shopping experiences with anybody because it's private, it's confidential. So if you are found to be doing so, you will be fired from all of the mystery shopping companies within a week because again, they're all intertwined and they all share information. It is a very big industry, just extremely hard to get into. So do not do that.
And here's the big one. She literally does what she says will get you fired. Either she's breaking the rules or hiding a special deal. Either way, you're not getting the full truth from her. So yeah, the mystery here isn't shopping, it's how she can post all of this while telling you not to. And why people keep
Oops.
that is the drama.
I just made a mess.
Like I said before, I saw this coming a mile away and at a time before she got dragged and exposed because of something that too good to be true. It normally is. But you guys, I want to know what you guys think about this. I feel like it's just been girl boss gatekeep all the way. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Following this story after we got off of the day, and I'm just all
Only happens. This man installed a camera in his wife's grave. The discovery of the camera shocked the world. Nick, a grieving man who grew up in a small town, was about to make a decision that would change his life. Just 5 months ago, since his wife died, something inexplicable had been happening around his grave. Every day, fresh flowers mysteriously appeared in front of the gravestone. The fresh flowers were placed and not changed every day. Mysterious traces were also found around the gravestone. Sometimes when Nick visited her, the air smelled of his wife's favorite perfume. This made Nick wonder, because the smell of the perfume made him miss her more and more. To find out the truth, Nick decided to install a hidden camera. Hoping to find something, Nick went home. He hid the camera behind a gravestone. It provided an unobstructed view of Anna's grave. However, the first night, nothing happened. The second night, too. But on the third night, the camera captured the unimaginable. When Nick saw the images, he cried, "These images will move you." Click the plus sign to see part 2. This
shirt is like my life motto here. Hear that?
I think you know why I've gathered you all here today. Are we surprised? No, I'm not surprised. Nothing surprises me about these people anymore. Not one single thing. 2 weeks ago, we talked about people using infertility and pregnancy to boost their business and recruit for their MLM. And then, not too long after this happened, people are really using the pandemic to push and boost their pyramid scheme business. Like, come on, guys. I am not surprised. In this video, you're going to see the level of desperation of these people. They will do anything. And
What they don't tell you about weight loss bestie are this. 1, the average weight loss amount is 9 pounds in the first
lupus, and that's what makes it so confusing, because everyone is so different, but yet any of your organs or tissues can be affected. Let's start with the butterfly rash. The butterfly rash can be seen looking like a butterfly across your face. For me, it turns very, very light, and sometimes it starts burning. Other people actually develop a physical rash in that area. It all depends on the severity of the rash, and it depends on the patient. Another type of rash that can be seen in lupus patients is the discoid rash. This one will present itself more in patches. It can be seen in about 20% of patients with lupus. Next, we
Hello guys, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Or UV light. If you sent me something, thank you so much. If I remember to, I'll try to put it down in the description box. If I forget, you can message me. But there was hundreds of people, so I appreciate everybody that sent me stuff. Thanks for sending me stuff on Instagram.
3624.
But anyway, we're just gonna start watching these. There's gonna be no
36, 94, 48, 74, 42.
a lot to get through, and I'll make points through it. So we're gonna kick this off right now. So we're gonna read some posts people posted. Armand reposted this. It said NBA canceled, Coachella postponed, Italy lockdown, USA closed to Europe, local Zumba instructor. Don't want a bit of at Zumba is dance fever. Get fit, have fun, high five. At the end tonight, as usual, cha-cha-cha. Now at the bottom, the caption says, maybe now you change your mind about starting your online biz with Armand. That is cheaper than Amazon Prime. Laughing emoji. Everything's getting canceled. Because why? Because people are dying. People are getting this illness and they are dying from it. And it's scary. And she's using that to then go ahead and mock people and say, oh, maybe now you're going to change your mind about working with me in my online business. This is somebody right here where I can just tell people have told this person no 3,000 times and she's bitter about it. So it's just inappropriate behavior. So anyway, somebody else posted this. What's your plan B? I feel for all the businesses and people affected by the world's reaction to the coronavirus. It's times like these that I'm extra grateful for my Arbonne business. Honestly, guys, get a plan B before you need one. There is only upside to having additional / multiple streams of income. DM me to find out about Arbonne and how you can create another income from your phone alongside your job and other businesses so that if you can't show up to work or need to stay home, your income won't be affected.
again, somebody using fear mongering and scare tactics to try to recruit people into their pyramid scheme. It's such an empty thing that she's saying. I feel for all the businesses and people affected by their mom's reaction to the coronavirus. If you truly felt for people who were affected by the coronavirus and other businesses, then you wouldn't be trying to recruit people right now. It is so selfish to take something like this, a tragic world event where literally thousands of people are dying, and then try to recruit people to your pyramid scheme. Stop being sanctimonious and pretending like you feel for people and you care about people's plan B. You don't. You don't. You care about lining your own pockets and turning deaths into dollar signs. Show up. But she's not the only one. Next one. Schools are closing. People are being sent home. College is turning virtual all around. Events are being canceled. Guess what never closes? The internet. I'll be doing the same thing I always do, working from my warm, cozy house in my comfy clothes and still keeping moving along in life because I have a business that allows me to work whenever and wherever I want. I change lives no matter what is happening outside my front door. The whole craziness happening around us has people thinking what to do, and maybe you think what I do is crazy, but at Arbonne is a whole hell of a lot better to work than being sent home from work with no income. You get to choose how big you grow your business, and I promise we will have a lot of fun in the process. Let's hang out because my computer and the internet are always open and I'm always hanging out with friends virtually. Hashtag Arbonne, hashtag network marketing, hashtag we are thriving, hashtag we will survive, hashtag building my empire, hashtag growing, hashtag healthy living. You know, what bothers me
Hashtag,
is
hashtag,
people
hashtag,
all
hashtag,
do the same
hashtag,
thing I always do,
hashtag,
working
hashtag,
from my warm,
hashtag,
cozy house,
hashtag.
comfy clothes, and still keep moving along in life because I have a business that allows me to work whenever and wherever. And just read it as so tone deaf. She obviously has no idea the magnitude of what's going on. And people are dying. Yeah, but it's nice to just go about your life and not give a fuck about what anybody else does and what else is happening to other people, obviously, because you would post something like this if they try to capitalize off a horrible, tragic situation. So yeah, I bet it's nice to be living your blissful, unaware bubble that you live in. These people, I'm keeping that. So, okay, we're gonna watch the video now, and I have to give you some backstory before we watch this because it's crazy. There's a whole saga with this. So, Team Beachbody, they're always up to something. There's always drama with them. They had a Success Club trip, and it was supposed to be in Punta Cana in like 2 days. And they were all showing this for the last few months, saying, oh, we all earned this free, completely paid for trip, right? I bet you're all wondering about the trips. I'm going to do a video on the trips. Just these MLM trips later. But they were all showing like, oh, we're all going on this trip. We're going to the beach, fully paid for. Fully paid for, right? Anyway, because of this whole craziness, coronavirus, everybody's suggesting we don't travel, especially internationally. The Punta Cana trip in the Dominican Republic was canceled by Beachbody. So once this happened, it was drama. These people were literally crying on their Instagram stories. We're gonna watch it. And that, in their frustration, they're like, oh, I was so excited for this, and now I've been on the phone with the airline trying to get a refund for my ticket. And a lot of people lost money because they didn't purchase the flight insurance. In that, they revealed that they all had to pay for their own flights because this was not a fully paid for trip. They all had to pay for their airfare, which is so expensive to go. A lot of people pay like $1,400 for this flight, okay? And some of these people aren't getting refunds because they didn't pay for the flight insurance and they went through a really shitty airline. They were all exposed in all of this happening. It exposed the fact that they were paying for this trip, right? Anyway, there are some people, some Beachbody coaches, who are still going, okay? Even though it has been declared a pandemic, even though it is so easy to transmit, they say, please don't travel. They say, especially don't travel internationally. They say, even don't fly domestically throughout the U.S. Don't fly. Please stop flying. That is like the #1 thing. Stay in your house. Please don't go out. Some people are still going. And we have one person that we're going to watch today who is asking on her Instagram poll, asking her Instagram followers if she should still go, because she's conflicted. Topic. Would you travel right now? Would you fly out of the country? Or are you too afraid? So that's what we're trying to decide. We are supposed to go to, by the way, are you too afraid? No, it's not about being afraid. It's about being responsible. The Dominican Republic next week on a trip that I earned for just doing my job and helping people. So that's kind of a perk of being a coach. When you just do your job, you get really cool trips like going to Punta Cana. So anyway, they announced yesterday that they were canceling it due to the coronavirus. And I understand. I
I do. I understand that, okay, you can spread it. I'm still shocked we didn't get it after being in Disney World. With the amount of people from Asia and Europe that go to Disney World, all of the handrails that we touch, the rides, the lap bars, you know how many germs there have to be there? I'm still shocked we didn't get it. Sunday will be 14 days since we've been home, so we'll see if we make it out of the incubation period. But anyway, so I am like, well, let's just go on this trip anyway. We have flights and we have room, we can just go, and the resort will be empty. Imagine being at a resort that's empty. There will be such a small amount of people there, because we had rented out the entire resort for 2 weeks, and now they cancel it the week before. So on their website, they're now offering a 50% flash sale, so you can get really good deals. But who's going to book a trip for a week away from the coronavirus when everybody's freaking out? So I'm like,
yeah, no one should. You shouldn't be there.
We should just go, because all the people with coronavirus will be stuck here in the U.S. There have only been cases in the Dominican Republic, unless they're hiding it. We'll be safer there. Just go, enjoy a whole resort for ourselves.
How self-centered do you have to be to say, oh, everybody else is going to be stuck there, and we're just going to go? There's only been 2 cases in the Dominican Republic, so you're going to bring USA germs to the Dominican Republic and potentially infect the people there. This one makes me mad. This makes me mad.
And there are less people who have it there. But Sean is freaking out, and everyone else in my family is freaking out. They're like, are you nuts? And then when we get back, I mean, we'll be self-quarantined anyway, because I never leave the house. So, you know, like, I don't really, a lot of people are freaking out about if their kids leave the country, they have to miss school for 2 weeks, or schools are shutting down anyway. Well, I'm already quarantined. I never leave this house. Perk of being a work-at-home mom and working from home and having your family at home with you. So we could just be self-quarantined anyway. And Sean's like, well, what if we get stuck there? What if they close off access back into the country? Well, we'll just rent a house on the beach in the Dominican Republic and we'll stay quarantined there. I mean, that sounds like a pretty good plan to me, as long as we don't need health care. That's the only concern. So Sean is a hard no. I'm still debating, but I had to share. Some of you are probably like, you are insane. I would never leave. You shouldn't leave. You shouldn't spread it. You are contributing to the problem, which I don't want to be.
That makes me rage. Like, that actually makes me
Hi, guys.
Somebody who is that far detached from reality, from what's going on in the world, all she can think about is herself going on a trip that she wants to go on, and she does not give a single about anybody else, the health of anybody else. Oh, and by the way, this is a health and fitness coach. Yeah, wouldn't buy a single thing from this person. Not a single thing. She's still using the coronavirus, though, to shill for her mom and try to recruit people and say, well, it's just nice to work from home now. So there's more Beachbody people, though. Anybody surprised?
Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday. Our trip to Punta Cana, which is a free trip that we're gifted by the company that I partner with, got canceled because of the coronavirus. So we're in limbo, still deciding. We rented an Airbnb before we were heading to the resort for me and my lead coach, Leanna. So we still have that Airbnb, so we're trying to decide if we still go or stay home. So lots of decisions to be made today. Before anything,
Hi. How are you?
Okay, I feel a million times better after my workout. So when our trip got canceled yesterday, Kevin and I started researching all the recommendations on what you can do to be proactive about the virus that's spreading around. And it was so funny. Obviously they have no cure, but the normal things that you can do to be a healthy person is break a sweat every day, because that pumps up your body and gets it ready in case it needs to start fighting something. You need to get at least 7 hours of sleep. You need to eat clean, whole foods, and supplement. And then I was like, I wonder, oh yeah, that's what I do for work. So I think our business might start booming more than ever. At-home workouts, eat clean, sweat, and treat your body right, people.
She says, I think our business might start booming more than it ever has. My God. I'm going to say this again. Health and wellness coach who has no basic understanding of health.
still considering going on a trip, why do you think it was canceled exactly? Why? Why do you think that your company canceled the trip? So to follow those two up, we have another one who's contemplating still going on the trip. So let's watch.
But I wanted to tell you guys something funny. Yesterday I was talking about my trip to the Dominican and how I got some swimsuits and stuff. I actually got news yesterday that they are canceling the trip due to coronavirus, which I was worried about, but I really... Anyways, so that kind of stinks. So I've got a lot to figure out with that. We don't really have any like further details. All we know is that it's canceled. We don't know what the accommodations will be. I have no idea if like my flight can get refunded. Beachbody will like refund any amount that like people paid to go to the trip. I had like a small non-refundable deposit that will get refunded, but we had to book our own flights. So there's a chance I'll still go because I booked my flight through Frontier, which is an airline I would never normally use. But flights were actually like pretty expensive, and Frontier was like half the price of every other airline.
Flights were pretty expensive, she says, and that's the thing they had to pay for.
So I booked through them, and of course,
so much for a free trip.
Cancellation, like I didn't like pay more for it to be non-refundable because I didn't think about this. I had no idea this was gonna happen. I like thought the whole coronavirus thing was like a total sham, like just a media thing. But I've been like, I actually don't watch the news. You might think that I'm like neglectant, but actually I choose
negligent
to just not bring in like negative thoughts. And I think a lot of people just start their day with like negativity when they watch the news, which is like, it's good to be aware. But for me, like if it's important, I'll know, right? So like coronavirus, I know about it.
It's beyond being aware. It's about being informed, which you're clearly not.
I can listen to podcasts about it with like actual scientists, not like news reporters who don't know what they're talking about, right? So not just news reporters, but it's very heavily like twisted sometimes in the media, so I don't really like to follow the media. But anyways, that being said, it's actually kind of a big deal. I feel a little bit more like nervous than I did. But the good thing is like people like me, like healthy, so someone like me can carry, anyone can carry it, right? And it's all airborne, so it's like, you can get it from anyone, anywhere. Less likely to just stay home with the world though. So, we can all carry it, but if you're healthy, if you
Excuse me.
take care of yourself, you don't drink very much, you have a strong immune system, you're going to be much more likely to be able to fight it. Like, you might get it, but you're not going to die from it. So, subtle plug for getting your workout.
Subtle.
For SUTT or sticking, drinking food. Like, literally, guys, those are the things that we have control of, that we can literally, like, completely shift our health and our ability to fight off diseases, to fight off sickness. So, with that being said, yes, I think I want to go on my trip anyways, even though there's lots of, scary things that can happen. My biggest concern is that I get there and someone would, like, get a case and we get quarantined and I couldn't come home or something, like, crazy like that. So, I don't know. But anyways, thanks for listening to my rant.
Just boom. What would you do? Go or don't go? To her Instagram followers, what's amazing is she just got done telling us she's still gonna go, and she doesn't watch the news, and then she says, well, I could say it just really is kind of a big deal. And then she goes on a whole long rant about how we need to stay healthy and how great it is that she gets to work from home, and you should too. The contradictions in this short video are amazing.
Hi, guys.
Ignorance is at an all-time high. I mean, I can't imagine taking any advice from somebody who just
I'm
got
bored.
done telling me
I'm more bored
that
than
they
ever.
don't know anything about it. They don't watch the news and blah blah blah. Like, and they're still going to go on a trip. Your own company's telling you don't go on it because they canceled it. Otherwise, they would say, we're going to still do it. It's amazing that she's putting up a poll. Go or don't go? So somebody who says, oh, you know, some scientists and not these stupid news reporters who don't know anything, and they're just doing their job reporting the news. But
Hi, guys.
somebody who says, I don't know anything, and she's saying, should I go? Go. Oh my God! Again, but by the way, another ploy to get people in your inbox.
I think it's still too early. I think nobody's going to be online yet. So, peace, love, and all the above, guys. I'll see y'all later.
Don't ever vote.